Welcome back to Workplace Klinik. Today, I'm talking about if you are not ready to be interviewed, you don't need to show up. Confidence is good. Arrogance will end your interview early. In a while that I've come on this show, but I want to tell us something that happened in a real interview situation just last week. A candidate joined confidently. The start was perfect. Then one of the interviewers asked this candidate a question, and instead of the candidate answering, the candidate corrected the interviewer, and he said, in essence, that is not how you should have asked that question. This was a statement coming from the candidate to interviewer. Let that sink in. You came for an interview and you are correcting the interviewer on how to interview you. And it didn't just end there. Another situation was when he was asked to list and not explain. This same candidate ignored this instruction and started explaining. And he was corrected politely by saying, you are only asked to list. But instead of adjusting, he began to justify why he needed to explain. At that point, all the interviewers agreed that he should be exited from the call, and he was removed from the call because it was a virtual interview. Now let's talk reality. Because some applicants are doing this and they don't even realize they are doing it. The first thing is we need to be clear about something. Confidence is good, no doubt. It's very, very good. Employers of labor interviewers want confident candidates, but confidence without awareness becomes arrogance. An interview is not a debate, is not a classroom, is not a place to prove you are smarter than the panel. It is a structured conversation to assess, one, your competence, your attitude, your ability to follow instructions, and then your professionalism under pressure. Where candidates get it wrong, that is the next thing. Some applicants come in with this mindset. I must impress them by showing I know more than them. So what they do is, because of that mindset, they interrupt interviewers, they over-explain, they challenge them unnecessarily, they ignore simple instructions, and they try to control the interview. But here is the truth. Interviewers are not testing only what you know. No. They are also watching how you behave. If you cannot follow a simple instruction like list 3 points, like list these qualities, and you turn it into a long explanation, what does that tell the employer? And I will tell you. What that is telling the employer is you don't listen, you don't follow direction, and you may be difficult to manage. Simple as that. And in the workplace, that is going to be a bigger problem than lack of knowledge. Now, if we need to address correcting the interviewer issue based on the story I told earlier on, There is a difference between seeking clarifications and correcting authority. You can say, please, could you clarify the question so that I know exactly how to answer it? That is very, very professional. But saying that is not how you should ask this question, or you should have asked this question in such a way, that is ego. And what ego does is it closes doors faster than incompetence. Another mistake is trying to prove that you know too much. Some candidates believe if I explain more, I will sound smarter, right? No, 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 no. If you are asked to list. If you are asked to be brief, be briefed. If you are asked to explain, then go on and explain. Following instruction is part of intelligence. The hard truth is this: if you cannot listen, if you cannot adjust, if you cannot take correction, if you cannot stay within instruction, then you are not ready for that particular job you have been interviewed for. Because work requires structure, direction, accountability. An interview is already a small test of that. So if you have to be very, very honest with ourselves, some candidates are not rejected because they lack knowledge. They are rejected because of one, attitude, two, arrogance, three, poor listening, then four, inability to adapt. And the painful part is they leave the interview saying the interviewer did not like me, the interviewers have chosen who they want. No, 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 no. They saw what working with you will look like if you are eventually employed. So what should you do as an applicant? Before attending any interview, you need to ask yourself this question: am I ready to listen carefully? Am I ready to follow instructions? Am I ready to adjust when corrected? And am I ready to respect the process? Because if the answer is no, then I will beg you, don't waste your time and don't waste theirs. This is Workplace Klinik, where we treat workplace issues. So finally, an interview is not where you prove you are superior. It is where you demonstrate you are suitable. Thank you, and see you some other time. Bye.